we go.
Everyone talks about price erosion, but nobody shows you what happens when you fight it head on with weekly dividends and margin experiments. Welcome back, dividend stackers. Today, I am going to show you my latest ULTY numbers, a risky new margin experiment where I might even float my bills with margin, and of course, the official ULTY dividend announcement just dropped today at 0.0926 cents per share. And a quick reminder, this is not financial advice. This is just what I am doing with my money inside of ULTY. All right, let's dive right into the spreadsheet. Here's the latest snapshot. Market price. It's sitting at $5.62 after the dividend dropped. My cost basis is at $5.92. I now hold 827 shares, and my market value is sitting at $4,647 versus $4,899 invested. That's an unrealized loss of about negative $251 or a negative 5.13%. But here's where it gets interesting. Dividends. So far collected 388 in dividends. When you factor those in, my true gain flips positive up a positive $137 or a positive 3.04%. That's the power of reinvesting. Every dividend I drip back into ULTY lowers my break even. I'm now down to about $5.45 per share as a break even price. And here's today's news. ULTY just announced the next dividend at 0.0926 cents per share. That's a little bit below what I projected, but hey, we've still got another payout on 926. Maybe that's where we catch it up. Now, before we get into this week's trade so far, I gotta pause and say a huge thank you. We're now at 456 subscribers, and thank you for all the energy drinks. Seriously, they keep me grinding late at night, building these spreadsheets and videos. Your support literally fuels this channel, and I don't take that for granted. So thank you for being part of the ULTY Dividend Stackers. 500 subscribers are just around the corner. Thank you. All right, so let's review the trades from 9:15 to 9:17. Midweek ULTY update, Monday through Wednesday. Quick hits, no fluff. Let's roll. So Monday's biggest ads, Open and RKT. The biggest shrimps was IonQ. Badges tell the story. Options premium down, stock cash out, price moves up. Close was $5.62, which was just under the NAV. Options breakdown. Options were defensive, more buybacks than new sells. Net premium negative. Left is credits, right is debits. The middle shows the rows. Tuesday, we flipped to offense. Ads included hymns, trims in Oklo and app. Option premiums up big, stock cash in, small negative price move. We closed at $5.64, which is a slight premium to NAV. The options breakdown for Tuesday, strong selling of options, credits outweighed the debits, a net premium positive. Rows in the middle show risks shifted and not increased. For Wednesday's trades, we added more RKT and hymns. We trimmed in RGTI and IonQ. Options premium slightly negative, stock cash in, price moves up. Closed at $5.65, a solid premium to NAV. For the options breakdown for Wednesday, we had some light selling, some more buybacks, net premium down, same layout, credits left, debits right, rows center, clean risk management. And for the week to date, net premium positive, price effect positive, shares and NAV edge higher. We'll add Thursdays and Fridays to finish the picture on the weekend update. The bottom line, this activity is why distributions bounce around week to week. It's all tied to how aggressive they are trading underneath the hood. Now, here's where I went a little YOLO. I started using margin more actively, sitting at about $1,094 on margin. But here's the thing, Robinhood gives you the first $1,000 basically interest free. And even above that, the rate just dropped from 5.75 to 5.50%. That was all thanks to Jerome, the homie, pal, and the Fed. So the interest cost is basically pennies right now. But here's a wild idea. What if I put my entire paycheck into ULTY and then just float in my bills with margin while dividends compound? High risk, Absolutely. But if the math plays out, those reinvested dividends could accelerate the snowball even faster. This is me testing the edge, showing you not just theory, but what it actually looks like when you YOLO the margins literally. And coming back to the dividends, as you can see, the results are stacked. For September, I already collected $204.43, all in dividends. And we're not even done. We got one more week with the payout on 9/26. If that hits like I think it will, we could be close to around $280 just in dividends. That's real weekly cash flow, and it's why my spreadsheet shows a true gain when the market value alone says I read. So let me show you this part here. I can show you here that I reinvested the dividends that I will be receiving on Friday. And basically, if you're new here, what I do is drip on Wednesday night into Thursday around 6 p.m. Mountain Time, because that's when the dividend actually hits ULTY's price and it drops it by the dividend price. Therefore, I take advantage of that lower price and buy it there. As you can see in the orange cells, I marked them orange because I actually did not drip the full amount because I cannot buy the full shares. Robinhood only lets you buy full shares in after hours. And so since I had a little left over, based on the calculations, I went ahead and purchased 14 shares instead of the 13 that I would have been able to purchase with the $75.28. That ended up being a total of $78.40, which accounted for the money left on the table for the dividends that were paid on 9/12 and 9/5. I went ahead and recorded the dividends that are going to be paid this Friday. And as you can see, I had 813 shares on record, which obviously with the dividend being paid at 0.0926 cents per share, it grosses me a dividend of $75.28 in total. As you can see there, the ROC came out to 100% this dividend. And that means based on my taxes, I shouldn't get taxed at the end of the year for this. So going back to the taxes, now I always remind people it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. After tax, I'm sitting at about $375.85 year to date in dividends. I still owe roughly $12.85 to Uncle Sam, but that's fine. I'm making money. I happily give him their share. That's why I track realized gain alongside true gain, because transparency is the whole point here. So here's what I want to know. Would you ever go this far? Would you throw your entire paycheck, float your bills on margin, and let the dividends compound? Or is that just too crazy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read and reply to every single one. Let's hear it. And don't miss this weekend's update. We'll go deeper into these trades and start taking shots at predicting the 9/26 dividend. That prediction game is where things get spicy. Because if we can track the trades, maybe we can spot the dividends before it's announced. So subscribe, stay tuned, and ride along as we see if this rocket flies or crashes. This is not financial advice. This is just what I am doing with my money inside of ULTY. See you this weekend. ULT YOLO out.